Okay, so hi everyone. I wanted to at least get my thoughts down about the AGDQ 2020 games list. I'm not going to be at this event. I kind of, because of Star Wars Celebration next year, I kind of had to pick and choose when I was actually going to go out of town for conventions, and AGDQ didn't make it for me. But I do want to talk about the games that I'm excited about. I'm not going to go through every game on the games list, but I am going to at least mention the games that I'm excited about or runners I'm excited about. So let's just go from the top here. We're going down. Of course, they're in alphabetical order right now because this schedule is not out. So first we get A Hat in Time. Looks like it's going to be a race between Enhu and Flarebear. I don't know those runners. However, A Hat in Time was shown off last year, which is what put it on my playlist. So this is on my list of games to play. So I think I should probably do that before Game's Done Quick. Keys Are On with Animorphs is going to be hype. It is like a really, really crappy game, and Keys is extremely funny even when playing good games. So that's going to be funny. The only wish is that it was actually a longer game than 50 minutes. He plays Pokemon as well, and his Pokemon runs have always been really, really funny. You know, even if he has some somewhat bad luck. We get, let's see, Bioshock. Always a good game. I do not know Blood Thunder, but I do like the Bioshock series quite a lot, especially the first one and Infinite. Let's see here. Cadence of Hyrule. This was like a definitely going to be in my opinion. So many people got into it very quickly, and it looks like it'll be a race as well. So very nice. Let's see. Dracula X Chronicles on PlayStation TV. So this is an intriguing way to play it. Um, it's played that way because this version of Castlevania Dracula X was released on the PSP, and the only easy way to capture that is with the PlayStation TV, which basically lets you play PSP games on your TV. I mean, it's you download them basically. And Satoryu is one of, I don't know how familiar my viewers are with Games Done Quick or even the speedrunning hobby in general, but Satoryu is real old school and has been one of the top Castlevania series runners for over a decade. So that's very hype. We get your usual Contras, Dark Souls, and then what is this? So Destiny 2. Uh, so they're going to be playing an entire Destiny 2 raid. This is kind of unique. You don't really see MMO content. This could be the first time MMO content has been at GDQ, actually. I can't think of a previous time. So it's very unique. I don't know any of these runners, but sure to be interesting to see how they handle that. Donkey Kong Country 3, great game. Doom 2016, great game. So this is like a Fallout relay race, but it's not a relay. It's all the same person. So Tomato Angus, GG on that. That's pretty nice. You basically got in 5 games. Woo! Very cool. Nirm, okay, so Nirm is part of the free enterprise community and does a lot of RPG speedrunning. Great person, and I'm really excited to see this version particular of Final Fantasy VI. This new game plus thing is very cool and unique, and it's a good way to get more than one RPG on the schedule without having to block out 5 or 6 hours. Because for those who don't know, Final Fantasy VI speedrunning has become extremely exciting this year because they found a way to skip basically the most time-consuming part of the game. Now, that's not the category that's being run here, but it has brought more runners to Final Fantasy VI as people realize, like, oh, I won't have to sit through Thamasa anymore. They've discovered a trick called Thamasa Skip that they've been working towards for a really long time. So we got that. We have this, okay, the Final Fantasy VIII relay with Toju, Luzbelheim, and Mutsuki. I don't know if you've ever seen another event where these three ran a Final Fantasy game. They run Final Fantasy VIII, they run Final Fantasy IX. I'm pretty sure all three of them also run Final Fantasy X. And not only is their play great, and it has to be when you're playing such a long game, like the dedication to speedrunning these long Final Fantasy games is amazing. But these three in particular are really, really good runners who also like gel really well together and make for a really good run as far as the commentary, as far as the humor. It's all there. That's the total package. Like I'm sure that run is going to be partially overnight, but when the schedule comes out, that is one you should definitely look at because they're amazing. And if I was actually going to this AGDQ, that would be a run where I would be trying to volunteer during that run, either for hosting or for the donation station, because I love these long runs and I love the humor for it. Three Houses. Claris is playing Fire Emblem Three Houses. This game is like hot right now. The routes are still being worked out like crazy. The time here for Edelgard route Black Eagles is pretty good. I've watched a few runs from Claris and from Kirby Master for Three Houses, and the strats are pretty crazy. Normal difficulty is a lot more forgiving than what they could be playing, but it's going to be good, and I'm definitely going to be looking forward to that. This exact setup, Claris playing Three Houses on Black Eagles Edelgard, actually, hey yo, simmer down. Actually, just got into the Questing for Glory online uh, marathon that's in November as well. So if you look for the Questing for Glory schedule, you're going to get a sneak peek of this, and I'm sure that the route is going to be even better by the time AGDQ rolls around because it's 3 more months of development on it is going to be good. Let's see what else we have here. Hotline Miami, always fun to see. The game was like designed to be played super fast. All masks category as well, so you get to see a little bit more of it. It's very short. Legend of the Mystical Ninja. Wow. I've never seen a speedrun for that game, but it's definitely a blast from my childhood right there. Mega Man 3 DOS with Liz Star. Okay. Liz Star came on my radar when she played Mega Man 1 DOS at, I believe it was AGDQ last year. But, anyways, it's guaranteed to be hilarious. That's all I'll say. It's going to be really good. Regular Mega Man stuff. Good to see Darkman getting a game in there. Like the regular Mega Man 2 is really the only one I pay attention to, but you can see we got some big team relay races here. It's a Mega Man relay completely, so they're going 4, 5, 6. Woo! And then probably cap it off with PJ playing Mega Man 7. And of course we get Mega Man X. Now, the crazy thing about this is like I'm not hooked into the Mega Man X community, but a lot of the names that I would expect to see here for Mega Man X are not there. So I don't know if those people have all moved on to new games or like they've just been dethroned by these new people. But kudos to all these people who got Mega Man X 100% my favorite category of Mega Man X in there. Very cool. Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, one of my favorite games. European Extreme Foxhound is one of the best ways to see it. The last time this game was at GDQ, it was, I believe, the same difficulty, but it's very impressive. Enough said there. Metroid Zero Mission, also great. Anytime a Metroid series game is in, I'm loving it. Myst 3 Exile, 16 minutes? I've never seen a Myst series speedrun. And Exile was not my favorite. I was a really big fan of Myst and Riven, and Exile was where I thought, the game's kind of going downhill. But 16 minutes, best ending. There's got to be some shenanigans in there, so I will definitely be looking forward to that. I don't know Admiral Flapjack, but I'm sure it's going to be an interesting run because that game is longer than Riven usually. So 16 minutes is kind of crazy. Unless it's like Riven and you can kind of, if you know the solution, you can kind of go to the ending faster. Let's see. Pokemon Sapphire, any percent glitchless. Okay, glitchless Pokemon runs are kind of rare. Gunner Maniac's really good runner. XY, I don't think has been shown off at GDQ before, so very good to see that as well. 4-hour run. Wow. Woo! Don't know War Tab, but happy to see Pokemon XY and see what they've come up with for it. Real Mist. So Mist made it in, all pages, 16 minutes. This is a game that I've kind of been contemplating speedrunning because I do love Mist and I do kind of understand the speedrunning route. I mean, from a pure, once you know where everything is and the puzzle solutions, you can play Mist very quickly. And considering I already play Loom, which is basically, a more primitive version, like, point and click puzzle solving, I'm kind of thinking about picking that up. Maybe I'll watch this at GDQ and that'll let me decide what I do with it. Resident Evil 4, love it. New Game Pro, awesome. Riven as well. So wow, we have the first three Myst games at GDQ, and none of them have ever been run at GDQ before. This is crazy. And there you see 10 minutes, any percent, because like I said, if you know the solution to Riven and you can control what the code is going to be for the end, you can finish it extremely quickly. Let's see what else we're looking at here. A lot of Sonic games. That's cool. Okay, Covert Muffin, great runner, very entertaining. Plays a lot of games that I loved when I was a kid, like StarCraft. Um, this is a custom campaign for Jedi Knight, and so I'm noticing like a lot of custom stuff here. Subnautica from Salvner. Subnautica is an amazing game. Love it. Super Castlevania 4 as well, classic. Would expect to see some of the Super Nintendo Castlevanias no matter what. Mike Uyama playing Super High Glide, amazing. That's been entertaining the other two times I've seen him play it. The Super Mario 64 randomizer has not been shown at this event before. 70 stars, a good category to show it off. As far as randomizers go, this one is, in my opinion, not quite as good as Link to the Past, Super Metroid, or Free Enterprise, just because the amount of things you can randomize is kind of not, just the nature of the game makes it not as randomizable, but it is still very entertaining. Super Mario Brothers 3, of course, always good, 100%, meaning all courses, no warps. That's going to be really good. Mitch Flower Power, of course, is like been a dominant runner of Super Mario Brothers 3 for years and years and years, so I'm excited to see that race. Super Mario World, One Mind, Black Attack, and Author Blues. So once again, something very unique. Okay, wow. How are they going to do this? So basically, this is Super Mario World, but every second or every half second, like it's a very small amount of time, control of your character changes between one player and the other. So it switches between Mario and Luigi. So you're kind of like always ready to control it for like a split second. That's got to be difficult because the 11 exit, the maneuvers you have to pull off in 11 exit, some of them are kind of precise. So that is very interesting. So Gratz, Slack Attack, and Author Blues on that. They're both very good runners who are very entertaining. And I can't imagine the laughs that are going to come out of that. And and also Super Metroid Impossible. Wow. Any percent. Oats and Goats. That is, so for those who follow GDQ, you know Super Metroid is like a staple for the event. There's really only been one GDQ, like main GDQ, in the last couple of years that didn't have Super Metroid in any way. And this is crazy. So not only are they not having a race, now it's no surprise that Oats and Goats got in because Oats and Goats is like one of the dominant Super Metroid runners and has been for several years. But Super Metroid Impossible is a ROM hack that makes the game like even crazy harder. So I'm glad that's going to get to be shown off. I've never actually watched a run of it, but and I don't think I will before the event because I kind of want to be surprised. But that's going to be very awesome. Congrats to Oaks and Ghosts there. Sword of the Blackstone, Author Blues got that in. I saw that on his Discord channel before I did this video. That was a labor of love, so I'm glad he got it in there. It's very nice. Task Block playing Pokemon, always good. No save corruption. I don't know if I believe that for 10-minute time. We'll see. Super Mario Brothers 2 from TASBot. That will be very interesting. Warpless and Warps. And Super Mario Brothers 3, I'm sorry, for Warps. Very interested to see those. That's a very solid task block. Dwango is amazing, by the way. If you've never met Dwango at a live event, he is like the nicest dude. And he's been such a great advocate for task videos and basically the task community. I don't think it'd be overstating it to say he's one of the people who is responsible for how closely the human speedrunning community and the task community work with each other nowadays. It's been very good for both communities. You know, the task community will find a trick, and then the human community will find a way to set that up to be human possible, and then boom, you have a big time save on the speedrunning side. It's very cool. Terraria, I'm not sure how you consider it beaten, I guess, with this category. Moon Lord normal seeded, so an hour's very quick. I'm excited to see that. I put a lot of hours into Terraria when it first came out for PC and for PlayStation 4. I actually played it with my roommates. It was very fun. So interested to see what kind of speed strats there are for that. I've never really seen a speed run of it. Let's see. The Last of Us Left Behind. So specifically the DLC for The Last of Us. With The Last of Us 2 going to be coming out a couple months after GDQ, I would have liked to see a full Last of Us run in there. But Left Behind is also very good. It's probably honestly one of the strongest DLCs I've ever purchased for a game as far as the value added. It was excellent. And I'm going to give us a preview of playing as Ellie, because that's who you're going to play as in Last of Us 2. Okay, and so we have Link to the Past Randomizer, played by Andy. Great player, very entertaining, except it's also crowd control. So this is the first time crowd control has been at GDQ. And this is going to be absolutely insane. So if you don't know what crowd control is, it's basically a way for viewers to donate or vote, depending on how it's set, to make effects happen in the game. Like, so basically, like, you could donate to turn off the sword, and all of a sudden now Andy has to play swordless. Or you can donate to reverse controls, and now you got to play with, you know, the controls reversed. Crazy stuff like that. And it's meant for individual streamers who are like trying something new in the variety streaming, and it's become very, very popular within like the 2 years that it's existed. But it's never been at GDQ, and this is a Pandora's box they could be opening, because GDQ has a lot of viewers when the event is on. We're talking like hundreds of thousands of viewers, so it's very possible that a lot of nasty stuff could happen via crowd control very quickly. I'm sure they'll have a plan to like mitigate that, like how often a change can be made, but that's going to be very interesting, and I wouldn't be surprised to see it near the end of the marathon, like either the finale game or close to the finale game. Usually they run a really long RPG as the finale, just to make sure they have a lot of incentives that they can still pump at the end of the marathon, but like the best randomizer can be long, and the crowd control makes it so basically the entire run is an incentive the entire time. So I would look for this to be very close to the end of the marathon, if not the end of the marathon. Then we have a Zelda Relay. What? This is like the event of relays. So are they playing? They're playing all the NES and Super Nintendo Zelda. So basically Zelda 1, 2, and Link to the Past. That's pretty amazing. TGH. Teach. I don't know. I don't understand. I couldn't. There's no way. Even if streaming was my job, there's no way I could ever be as good as Teach. Teach is good at so many different games. Teach is good at Undertale. Teach is good at Celeste. Teach is good at Zelda. Like, they're three completely different games. Like, the skills don't transfer at all. He's just good. Like, whatever game he decides to run, he's good at. It's crazy. A lot of these other runners are very good too. Like, you know, RC Drone, Green Mario, Rizzo. Like, this is not a slouchy relay here. That's going to be very entertaining as well. And then we get Skyward Sword and Wind Waker. So I I seemed surprised there at first, and maybe that was more excitement. I shouldn't be super surprised though, because especially Wind Waker has received major time saves since the last time it was in GDQ. The last time it was in GDQ, Barrier Skip had just been found, so they got to show that off. But now even more stuff has been found, so it's getting the time is getting down there, an hour 35, when this game used to be, a 4 hour run. Skyward Sword, same thing. This game used to be a 4 hour run, 2 hours and 30 minutes now. Very cool that they're going to get to show that off. Trauma Center, New Blood. I love the Trauma Center series, especially the ones that were on the Wii. You can go so fast, it makes you feel so awesome when you do an operation quickly in this game. Now, I don't know Thurler. The last time they ran Trauma Center at GDQ, I believe they did a co-op run. But you'll see this one's a little different because in that one they were going for speed. This category is all operations, XS rank, meaning basically you won't be able to just screw up for speed like you do in the regular speed run. So I'm actually very excited to see this as well now. VVV. I love this game. It's amazing. I don't know Mohawk, but this game I don't think has been in GDQ for quite a while. This speedrunners descended on this game when it came out. It was very popular, was in like pretty much every event you could think of the year it came out. Glitchless 100% is or glitchless any percent. So we have a little bit of a bid war here, but this is good because if you allow glitches in VVV, it's like a 1 minute speed run. It's not very entertaining. So I'm glad to see this, but this means like all the objects, which 22 minutes is very fast. The gameplay in this is crazy, and the one thing I'll say is if you are maybe interested about this speed run, you should probably at least play the game yourself once, or else it's literally so fast and the screens are transitioning so quickly during the speed run that you won't know what's going on if you haven't played the game before, I don't think. Very cool. And it looks like that's it. Man, that's a pretty solid list. There's a lot of games that I don't really care about on it, but that's usually the case with GDQ just because I can't play everything. I'm really excited to see the Myst series in there. That's actually crazy to me. Wow. Cool. Well, that's it. That's all my thoughts on this for now. I will definitely be looking for when the schedule comes out to see which of these things I'm actually going to be able to watch live because, of course, I'm not going to the event and I'm not going to take off work just to watch it from home. So it's going to depend on my work schedule when I can actually see it, what's going on. I hope to be able to still. Sometimes they take off site volunteers for Twitch moderation. Sometimes they don't. So I hope to volunteer in that way. But if not, it's not a big deal. So yeah, the next GDQ I'm actually going to or plan to go to is a Summer Games Done Quick 2020. So that I will be trying to get Loom in, and we'll see if that works. But yeah, until then, see ya.